Hey everybody, I wanted to share my Ancestry DNA results with you, and I want to see also if your results match up to mine, if you found anything interesting, anything that you didn't know of ahead of time that might be interesting to you, and also things that you might be exploring just like I am, because it's so fun to explore your family tree and your history, your past, what makes you you. Obviously, by the way I'm talking, you can tell that I'm American. I think you can tell that. I'm definitely not from Europe, but 88% of my DNA comes from Europe. And the first one, the one that's the most, is Eastern European. And that makes sense being that my mom's dad claimed 100% Polish ancestry. We tried looking on that for family trees, and we only went back like 150 years. And yeah, it was all Poland. But from what I've found, I've also found Austria, Russia, Romania, Ukraine, I believe. It's iffy, but it makes sense. It's 27% from him. Italy was next for the Europe graph, and that was only at 18%, which was a little bit shocking, but it makes sense towards the end as I continue to talk. I thought it would be higher just based on my dad had always claimed 100% Italian ancestry, and about 115 or so years ago, our ancestors from my dad's side came over from Italy, and they landed here in America. And I guess I thought that would have been higher, but like I said, as I go on, maybe it'll make more sense. And for anybody else that would have thought they would have got more of an Italian ancestry, but then got these other groups, maybe that makes sense to them too. I got 15% European West, which makes sense. France and Germany are the two countries that show up in my family tree a few times. And the German ancestors on my mom's side came over, I believe, 200 years ago, I believe. And I thought that was interesting that they've been here that long. Everybody else, the Polish and the Italian and the Irish ancestors, have been here only a little bit over 100 years. So the Irish ancestry is 11%, which I thought that would be a little bit more too, because my mom's mom, she she claimed probably about 75% Irish ancestry, but who knows? Maybe the Irish ancestors came from the Iberian Peninsula first, and that's what I got 10% of. I've heard that in some instances they come from Spain up to Ireland. That's how they immigrated hundreds of years ago. So maybe that's where the 10% comes from. Maybe that the Iberian Peninsula, since it's so close to Italy, maybe that's where some more of my dad's side came from. And again, I didn't test any of this for my dad or my mom. I want to. I think I'd find some answers for what I'm looking for, and eventually I will. So hopefully I can update a video with this, with their results someday. European Jewish was 4%, and I was pretty happy with that. Um, Although we don't have any confirmation, we've been told that our surname in Italy was um, was Jewish at one time before the Inquisition, and Also, I have Polish ancestors with last names that may or may not be European Jewish. So Ashkenazi, of course, for the most part, is Eastern European. So it's possible. I hope it's not just statistical noise. I do want European Jewish ancestry. I just find the culture, the food to be incredibly good and very cool. And that's something I'd like to claim, you know. Scandinavia, 2%, which is possible because, again, perhaps the Irish ancestors first came from Finland or something. So that makes sense. Great Britain, 1%. I do believe I found one or two ancestors from England. Next up was Asia with 12%. So that rounds me out. 88% Europe, 12% Asia. Middle East was 10%, which I do believe that's from my dad's side. I don't have any confirmation on what part of the Middle East it could be from. We have done other ancestry tests. Well, we meaning myself. I've done other ancestry tests where the haplogroup was dating back, thousands and thousands of years to Jordan, or they could be Ashkenazi, Sephardic Jews, something like that. So definitely in the Middle East. So that makes sense. Caucasus, 1%, and South Asia, 1%. Both very interesting. I love the cultures. So that would be awesome. I don't have any proof of that, but if anybody has any answers to why I may be Iberian Peninsula, I have that ancestry, European Jewish, Scandinavia, Middle East, Caucasus, South Asia. These are questions I have. If you have any of those with your ancestry and you found a link, maybe why it links to you, that would be cool. I personally, with I believe 14 countries confirmed coming into my ancestry that aren't the United States, I'm pretty much mixed, so I don't even know what I look like. If you have a guess to that as well, what ancestral heritage I might look like, I'd appreciate the answer. But leave me some comments. Tell me what you think of your results, and I'd love to hear from you all, and I'll comment too. So thanks for watching.